So I finished another sketchbook recently, so I'm just gonna show it to you page after page. This one started in um December 2018. So yeah, it lasted like about a year, a bit less than that. So this one is in this format. I'm gonna have to move it in every directions to show all the pictures. So here's Carrie's. As usual, my accent is terrible. I apologize for that. Yeah, at the time I was still very into Until Dawn, as you can see. So I drew a lot of things about it, especially headcanons about the characters after the game ended. And I drew one for every character. Picture for my book, which isn't finished yet. I wanted to finish it this year. It's almost finished, but not yet. I don't think it will be published either, but I'm gonna try anyway. I don't have much luck with publishers in my country. Some SCP thing for a Secret Santa last year. A commission. More headcanons. I don't know why people dislike Emily. She's not my favorite, but she's a great character. That was something I drew for the new year, as you can guess, with the fireworks mapped. Another picture from my book. I drew that one in the subway, I remember. Another commission. That was my first commission of the year, and it was furry stuff. But it was cute, so I couldn't say no to. I can't say no to cute things, so yeah, I did it anyway. Sam. A lot of small creatures for TP and Patreon. One of my favorite dragons from Flight Rising. Another picture for my book. Chris, who I love. I didn't like him at first. My appreciation, sorry for the pronunciation, of him evolved a lot during the game. Another picture from my book. Ashley. I also love Ashley, but sometimes she scares me. Her reactions can be scary. A room I really love in the TARDIS. It's only in the books. It's you can see space from there, but yeah, I want to see it in the show, but it never appeared in the show. Josh is my favorite. So yeah, I want him to survive at the end. So I basically imagine every possible headcanon where he can survive after the end. That ending. That's from an audio. A point of entry. That's the ending. It's a bit difficult to describe, actually, if you haven't heard it. Oh, and VNV Nation came back to Paris this year, and I was so happy. They're my favorite band ever, basically, and it was great. And yeah, a lot of fun things happened, including yeah, at some point Ronan went, this is a bit of an old song, as if nobody would know what that was, and it was standing, and everyone started to scream, "Woo!" In the pit. Everyone was like, "Whoa, standing!" And he was like, what the hell is going on?" And pointing at us like, how do they all know this song? Another picture from my book. Yeah, and that was at the Trabendo concert room. It's very small but very cool, and next year Hattery comes to this exact same concert club thing, and I hope it's gonna be just as great as VNV was. A bunch of nerds. uh, my headcanon here is that basically they're playing something like Smash Bros. And Ashley is kicking their asses to hell and back. So yeah. So it was drawn in that direction, but actually it's meant to be watched like that, because that's an SCP, a French SCP I wrote a while ago. It's really old, about a guy who falls into the sky constantly instead of basically gravity hates him. So yeah. But yeah, I drew several prehistoric animals this year. I've always loved paleo art, but I never really drew prehistoric creatures, so I wanted to change that. A short comic about Charlie discovering Earth from space. I love drawing that. Something else for my book, as you can guess. Some Hellraiser stuff. Another prehistoric animal. Amphibian, I think it's said like that in English. A bear dog. Very cute. Trying to imagine evolutions for the new Pokemons. I don't think I did this one justice. The head is even smaller than that. Halscaraptor, which is basically a dinosaur swan. Really cool. Another thing for my book. Yeah, the paint went through, but yeah. Some more until down. A lot of people see this drawing, and then I point out Hannah Wendigo in the tree, and they're like, I didn't see her. And I'm like, are you kidding me? She's right in the middle. So I don't know. Maybe I failed. I don't know. More creatures for TP and Patreon. Another of these dreams drawings I draw from time to time. Oh, friends have been asking me to draw this for years now, and so I finally did it. So that's an illustrated version, comic version of a bad trip I had on meds, on sleeping pills, and it was really bad. Something for the French SCP fandom, Doctor Who, a commission for a guy on Twitter, or prehistoric animals. My favorite story with 13 so far. It Takes You Away. Really good. I loved this one. I hope there'll be more stories like this in the new season. More animals for TP and Patreon. A commission for a SCP fan. But it's weird because it's something the guy hasn't written yet, so I don't know what it's gonna be. 8. Yeah, the heater was broken at my home, and I thought it would be cute to draw Chris and Ashley cuddling for warmth on the couch, and then I thought about Josh yelling, "No kiss!" Oh, and then Eurovision, and yeah, that's basically this year. Eurovision. I was already starting to feel a lot better. I was basically out of depression at this point, but Eurovision killed my depression dead. I'm not even kidding. So many good things this year, so many good songs. A commission for a book made by a friend. Yeah, these guys, really good Czech Republic guys. How were they called again? Lake Malawi, very good, very energetic. Made me think of the 1975 for some reason, and like a very upbeat song about really awkward relationships. Very good. Of course, everyone loved Kano. I loved Kano, and yeah, my favorite were Hatari, hands down. Very, very, very funny guys. Very, very good song. You know I love electronic music, and that was really, really good death electro, and yeah. Uh, and I'm basically in the fandom now, and everyone lost their collective shit recently when they released a new song and a new music video with it, and it was really funny. Something I drew for Pride with this was meant to be um, moving picture, and the colors were changing, but of course you can see that on the comic version. Yeah, I drew that based on Marouv's song for the Eurovision, and she withdrew. It was really sad, but yeah, her song is called Siren Song, and it's really creepy in a way, and you can't give me a song like that and ask me not to imagine a creepy story about some sort of monstrous mermaid siren thing trying to devour guys in some sort of swamp. But I love the song, but it's creepy. I'm all prehistoric animals, and the paint went through again. That's an imaginary ecosystem based on amphibians. It makes no sense, but it was based on a game of a game called Evolution we played with friends. More animals for TP and Patreon. Yeah, that's a crossover, Eurovision crossover, where Hatri, Kano, and what's her name again? Kate Hayder Miller Heidke. I can't pronounce her name. I'm sorry. Yeah, basically they jokingly formed some sort of team behind the scenes, and so I wanted to draw them as some sort of epic heroic fantasy thing. Ashley, drawn during a meeting at my work. I was really bored. Something from my book again. Something, yeah. A friend had asked me to draw that. Something else from my book. This one took a long time to make. Something requested by a friend, and yeah, after that it's a lot of requests because I made some sort of celebration on my blog because I hit a milestone of a number of followers, and so yeah, a lot of requests from people, mostly Doctor Who, but as you can see there's Steven Universe as well, and Over the Garden Wall, but yeah, a lot of Doctor Who stuff. Someone asked for 13 meeting Charlie, and I thought it would be cute to draw it in a sort of romantic way. Someone asked for a rhino and 8. Zelda stuff. A crossover with Mist, which I really appreciated. Some more prehistoric stuff with a Doctor Who crossover. One SCP request. 13 scrunching her face. I love 13. Someone on DeviantArt thought that was against her. I don't know why. I love her. That was based on a Tumblr post calling these 4 Eurovision guys from different years basically the Vampire Squad, Eurovision Vampire Squad, and someone was like, "Where's the comic?" And I was like, "You're welcome." I love this TARDIS team. I watched Good Omens. It was good. A lot of people wanted me to be involved in the fandom, but I don't know. I really liked it. I loved it even, but I no, it's okay. I think it stands on its own. I love seeing people making fan art and all on my dash, but I'm not sure I'm gonna draw more. I really love the show though. Weird commission for a friend. Another request. More small creatures for TP and Patreon. That's the ending of one of my favorite EDAs, actually, the Turing test. It made me cry, not gonna lie. Oh, and also, this year a lot of special interests came back to me. Maybe because I wasn't in a depressive state anymore. I don't know, but a lot of past special interest came back in full force, including Mad Max. And yeah, I rewatched old Mad Max. That's a request by a good friend of mine called Scooter. More Mad Max stuff. I love Fury Road. I'm never gonna say that enough. I love this movie, like one of my favorite movies ever. Maybe not top 3, but easily top 4. Yeah. A commission for a French SCP. That's something that was on my to-do list, to draw list for ages, like maybe 4 or 5 years, maybe. That was the oldest point on my list. It's a crossover between Night Vale and Silent Hill. I finally drew it. It's not that long, it's only 3 pages, but I don't know, I didn't do it before. A commission for a friend called Arc Beetle. Me on my little terrace garden thing. Well, Mad Max! Yay! It's very hopeful. I think this series from the outside looked very violent and really, but it's also full of hope. Like even in this wasteland, there's still good people. There's still people trying to build things, to change things, to make things better, to help other people, and I think that's really, really good, really powerful. It wouldn't be as powerful if it wasn't such a crapsack world, let's be honest. Someone asked me, what was the worst thing at Eurovision? What was the most horrible thing? And there were a lot of little unfair things this year. It was really bad. But Marouv, the fact that Marouv had to withdraw, it was really, really heartbreaking if you loved her song. So basically, yeah, if unfair stuff were used to make Genki Dama's, Marouv would destroy the earth. Some doodles. A really old dream I had when I was 13. It's really old. It's like the first dream I wrote in my first dream journal because it was so weird. I remembered it, so I had to write it down. Another prehistoric animal. I still haven't finished reading the Book of the Still. I started in February. I still haven't finished. We're in November. So many things happened this year. I got married. I went to Canada. My first road trip ever. I never travel really. It was really good. That's an SCP I really like, who's named John, and he's like a living creepypasta, and he feeds off his haters' bad energy, and he keeps dying in front of the camera for them to fuel their hate. I made this drawing for a documentary made by a friend on the Doctor Who fandom, and she was like, "Can you please draw something while I'm filming and something Doctor Who related?" And I was like, "Sure, I'm gonna draw a little thing about Carrie's Charlie and 8." So I just drew this. And that made me think I should draw my favorite thing from Faith Tiller, which is an audio I think is very underrated and very, very funny. And these guys were my favorite, the guys from the Shrine of Serendipity, who worship happy accidents, and they're really cute. And it's sad we didn't get to hear more of them, really. Oh, speaking of special interests that came back with a vengeance this year, Johnny the Homicidal Maniac, and this year Invader Zim came back, and I reread Johnny the Homicidal Maniac, and I remembered it like something very, very funny, but also very edgy, teenager style edgy, and funny for the wrong reason in my memories. But I reread it, and no, it's still very funny. Johnny is really, really a garbage person. Let's be real, but you're supposed to laugh at him, not with him, and that's how it works. I think that's how the whole thing works. Also, I remember being very, very depressed when I was a teenager and reading this, and I remember laughing out loud like crazy at that panel where he's like, "Oh, it's beautiful outside. I think I'm gonna kill myself." When you are really depressed and when you read that, you're able to laugh at yourself through this guy, and you're like, okay, things may be bad for me right now, but there will never be as bad as they are for this guy, and I will myself never be that guy, and you're able to laugh. Yeah, so as I said, Hattori dropped a music video, and I doodled some stuff about it because I really liked it. Don't Google it if you're not ready to see some not safe for work stuff, but it's very good. More TP Patreon drawings. Again. Again, something on the music video made by Hattori. I loved it. I'm really not comfortable around not safe for work things usually, but this had a purpose. This has had a story. I really, really, really loved the symbolism and stuff. An old sketch for a thing I posted a while ago. I just had too many pages, so I glued stuff. Commission. And that's it. That's the end. So, yeah, I started a new sketchbook, and I'll make a video about it when it's finished. See you later.